Well, in just 3 years, Bloomington-based Lucky Guy Bakery has created quite a following with its signature brownies. From making the batter to boxing and shipping, everything is done by hand. And Joni McGarry has expanded her sweet treats in several markets and coffee shops around Bloomington and in the Indianapolis area. Her delectable goodies are the focus of the Innovators with Dr. K. Dr. K, take it away.
Well, thank you, Gary. As you mentioned, we've got Joni McGarry here, but this is a great example of a small operation now turning into a large impact operation. So, Joni, welcome to the show. It's great to have you.
Thanks for having me.
So my question first is, how did you come up with this idea? And I understand there's also a backstory.
Well, there always is. When I went to college, I studied food science, and I've always been very interested in food and cooking and baking. And fortunately, when I got out of college, I was able to work for a company that had a really large chocolate division, and I did product and process formulation for their chocolate and coconut division, and learned a lot about chocolate as an ingredient, and also at the same time was doing a lot of baking. And so what is the perfect marriage of chocolate and baking? Brownies. And over the years, I tried to find a perfect brownie and have, worked on that. And as I was baking a lot as a mother after I left my career, I started to formulate a particular brownie, which is now our signature iconic brownie.
Nice.
And I made up a brand to promote at bake sales for fundraisers. And that sort of segued into people saying you should start a business. And last year, 3 years ago, I was at a luncheon in Bloomington, and a friend of mine who had started a business there said, it's a great place to start a business, do it. So I was able to.
Who's your market right now? Who are you aiming for?
Well, there are a couple of different markets. We have an online effort. We have an online store. And so that would be mostly women who are buying gifts. That seems to be our market segment.
Very good.
And then our wholesale market is small and large chain grocery stores and also coffee shops in this area and regionally.
Excellent. So how did the appearance on the Today Show come about? Because I heard you were on the Today Show.
Actually, my brownies were on the Today Show. In November, out of the blue, Elizabeth Mayhew, who's a contributing producer at the Today Show, called. She had seen the product online and liked the marketing. So I think that we had done a lot right there in terms of being different and set ourselves apart. She asked for samples, we sent them, and then she said, we're going to feature you in the middle of December. So we had 3 weeks to prepare for what we knew was going to be a huge spike. And because of where we work in a shared commissary space, we were able to increase our production by 6 times immediately without any downside to that, fulfill the orders and get that going. It was terrific for us.
What are some significant challenges you face now?
Yeah, it's as we grow, the challenge is to keep everything handmade because we really believe in that. We do everything by hand. We package by hand. We cut by hand. We do all our gifting by hand. And to fill in a team that I can leave that work to while I focus outward and grow.
Excellent. Excellent. The backstory behind your logo. We have a bunny rabbit here that's a logo.
His name is Felix.
His name is Felix. There is a little backstory. Is that true?
Yes. Well, when we came with the, I had the name Lucky Guy Bakery. Lucky Guy is named for my husband, obviously. And we wanted to riff on the concept of luck. And so I worked with a graphic designer with different concepts of luck, and she came up with this foot donor, the Lucky Rabbit's foot. And at first I thought, there's no way I could use this to market my product, but I thought he was so sweet and funny that I went ahead with it.
That's great. Well, we love Felix.
I love Felix too.
Well, as I do on every show, I try to give some prescriptions to the challenges you face. So for you, I came up with the 3 T's for you, a unique growing venture. And the first T is transition. As you scale from the smaller operation that you've been to now a much larger growing business, you want to start to think about that. What's it going to take? So you're going to be making a transition to you and your staff, which leads to the second T, which is team, because you want to build a trusted team around you that can help scale this thing to where you'd like to see it go. And that's the third T then, is about traffic. You want to make sure that you're going to develop a proper marketing plan to consistently drive traffic to your website and hopefully to the shops where the brownies are at and stuff. So we hope that'll kind of help you, give some ideas as you face the challenges. And unlike the Today Show, they just had the brownies, which we have here, but we brought you on, so we're much better than just the Today Show.
Well, I'm delighted to be here.
We're glad to have you on. And where can the audience find you, Joni?
Well, you can find us at luckyguybakery.com, which is our website, and in coffee shops and grocers in Indianapolis, Bloomington, and actually throughout the region.
Fantastic.
We're in distribution now.
That's great. That's great. Thank you, Joni.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it, Gary. We had a phenomenal, I think, small business right in their kitchens that becoming something very, very powerful here in the state of Indiana.